Hey everybody, welcome to this week's edition of Playhouse Live, the first of 2021. How are you all doing?
Oh my goodness, we're here. We did it.
Yeah.
We came back.
We did. Chat, I hope you all had a good 2021. John, how did you spend the holiday break? What games you been playing? Tell me all about it.
I played a lot of Hades, and that's about it. I didn't really play too much
of the Hades. Because last time I talked to you about it, you hadn't beat it. Have you beat it yet?
No. Oh God, no.
Okay.
No. I actually, I opened up a new weapon. I want to say, oh crap, I don't even remember what I opened up. And actually, I got pretty far on that run. But I was looking at my stats. I've only did like 17 or 18 runs. So
yeah,
I'm taking my time with it now to like open up a little bit more until I find that weapon that kind of works for me.
Uh-huh.
But that's about it. I didn't play as much as I wanted to, which is actually really sad.
I've only dipped my toe into Hades. I planned to play a lot of over the holiday break. I ended up getting distracted with other things. But
yeah,
I want to really between now and our Game of the Year stuff, I need to play a lot of that game. Simply because it's just going to be, I don't know who's going to bring it, but someone's going to bring it and it's going to be a talking point. And I'm going to have to know what the hell this game's about and why people are so
why people are so high on it.
Yeah.
Yes. No, I agree with you on that one. I've got a couple other games I got to jump through to see. I'm trying to figure out like what we're all going to bring so I can at least like talk about it like you.
Mm-hmm.
I can say I tried Haven.
Ooh. How far did you get?
That's all I'm going to say about that.
Okay.
About an hour and a half in.
Right. Okay. Fair enough.
So yeah, that's about it.
So some games like that, again, like it's going to be a thing. Again, we don't know what each of us is bringing. So like, I'm also trying to dip my toe into as many things as possible, just so I can get some vibes of what they're talking about.
I agree.
But no, for me, over the holiday break, I've been in this sort of zen-like state where I've just been hunkered down in the trenches, doing nothing but consuming video games. I think it's a lot of things, like something about the holidays just gets me going, and even like after Christmas, that sort of like early January period, just so cozy and so great for catching up on things. So I platinumed Valkyria Chronicles 4, finally. Platinumed Asher's Playroom.
Nice.
Started Fire Emblem because my friend who has been trying to get me to play it
finally got you to do that?
He bought me a game. He bought me the game. That was his Christmas present to me. I was like, I have to play it now. But really enjoying what I played of that. Cleaning up some stuff in Crash 4. And I'm in this zone where it's like, I want to play all of the video games. I want to play all of them. That's all I want to do.
I wish I had that. My weeks, because I was off for 2 weeks from work, and my main focus was moving my parents and my little sister. So I was like, I don't have time.
Dude, like, for me, obviously 2020 was rough for everyone, but like, I haven't felt this high on video games in like years. And like 2020 specifically, I was like, anything I thought about playing, it was like, it's too long, and I don't have it in me right now. And I was just like, this big long gap of just like not really enjoying video games as much. Right now, I am just pure bliss. Pure bliss.
I respect that. I love that. I love when those kicks come in and you're like, man, I just want to play everything. Give it to me all. Give it just all of it. Yep.
Exactly. So this is Playhouse Live. If this is your first one, you're dipping your toe in for 2021. I keep saying 2020. I mean 2021. This is where we go over all the video game news of the past week and discuss it and share our opinions about it and share it with chat. We do this live every week on twitch.tv/playhouselive. You can be in the chat, hang out with us, ask questions, all that good stuff. Or you could be listening to it right now on podcast services or on the YouTube VOD. This is a video podcast as well, where you can see our faces. Most of you don't want to. In that case, it's on Spotify. Go work that.
There you go.
So obviously Christmas is over, right? We took our break. Yes. We're back now. It's January. So Gamer Santa's list is now finished. We settled that. It's done. He's given out the presents until next year at least. We have to have a new opening segment.
I wouldn't expect anything less.
And so, John, this opening segment is, we're in January right now. We're as far away from E3 as we could possibly be right now. And again, like, press conferences are my bread and butter. And so
Yeah,
I need to scratch an itch right now, John. I need you to help me out with it.
All right.
So we react to a lot of press conferences. We watch them. We always talk about like afterwards what they could have done better, what bad things happened. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So me and you over the next few weeks of this podcast are going to try and create the ultimate press conference.
So wait. So we're going after Keeley, is what you're telling me?
We're going after Keeley. We're going after
Keeley. Hell yes, let's do it.
Going after the SA, everyone. So, we're gonna do this bit by bit. Like obviously, these press conferences normally follow a set pattern. This week, obviously being our first week, we're going to choose our opening reveal. Okay. Right? Opening reveal is always important. Sets the tone of a press conference.
Yes.
So here's how this is going to work. I'm basically going to give you 2 little teaser options, and then you're going to have to decide which you think sounds better.
Okay. All right.
Okay, so for our opening reveal, you can either have a CG trailer of a returning beloved franchise, or you can have a 15-minute no commentary gameplay demo of a game we already know about. This is always the thing where people who make these press conferences decide, do we go for all hype? Do we like make promises we can't possibly fulfill? Do we go all out with the cinematics? Or do we just play a video game on stage? You know what I mean?
I'm going to go with the hype. I can't believe I'm going to say it, but I'm going to go with that new reveal concept right there, because as much as I love gameplay on a press conference or anything like that, if it's pre-recorded, it's fine. But if we're standing there, like let's say that we're actually on stage and you and I, and I'm playing, something always goes wrong. Let's remember that.
Yeah.
Something usually most likely will go wrong. So give me a 15, 60-second trailer. I'll even put with the Perfect Dark. One of those where the hype's there, and then we just shut up about it.
Right. So like, if it all goes to plan, you could end up having a God of War when you're doing these gameplay demos. But you're going safe. You're like,
yep.
It was pre-rendered, can't go wrong. I respect it. So that means, John, for your opening reveal of the press conference, you have chosen Silent Hills, developed by Kojima Productions, as your opening reveal. W. Yeah, that's a W. That's a big W.
That's a big W. Like, just start it off right there. What sucks though is that now we have to figure out: do we like take it and keep on going with the crescendo? Where do we like balance it to like calm and?
Oh yeah.
Okay. Yeah. That's fine. I like this. This is good.
It can't possibly be all killer, no filler, but it's how you present it. Yeah.
Yes.
So this is our big bomb to set the tone. Silent Hills, developed by Kojima Productions, is coming back at our press conference. That's a big W.
Okay.
Obviously, though, John, not everything always goes according to plan with press conferences.
Correct.
A lot of it is up to fate, the mood of the day, how the internet feels about certain things. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, after each of these choices every week, you will have to choose a blessing and a curse.
All right.
So, let's start out with the blessing. Let's start off on a high note. You see 2 bags in front of you. One is draped in sunlight. The other masked in shadow. Which do you choose?
And these are banks. Like, I'm going to get money from these banks?
Bags. Sorry, bags.
Bags. Yeah. Okay.
They're little like pouches, little bags.
Okay. I'll stay on the tone with Silent Hill. I'll go with the shady one.
Okay. This has worked out phenomenally well, John. You have received the Shadow Blessing. The demo is available on digital stores today.
Ooh.
So you have created PT2 purely up to fate.
Look, who knew? It's just a roll the dice. All right. I'm good with this.
Unfortunately, John, though, it's now time to select your curse.
Sure.
You see, again, 2 bags. You see a purple bag and a red bag.
Oh, hell. Purple's my favorite color, so I'll go with purple.
So, unfortunately, John, you have chosen the Curse of Bezos.
Jesus.
This means that partway through the reveal, the Twitch live stream cuts off.
Well,
the live audience gets all the hype.
Sure, we get all the hype. We can play into that. That is Silent Hill doing its thing. Maybe it was built into that, and we're just like running in the background. No one knows that we've actually just killed everything, and the stream's dead. But you know what? It's fine. We'll get it back up.
So the Twitch stream goes offline, and you're going to try and play this off as if it was all part of your master plan.
You got to fake it until you make it, baby.
All right.
All right.
And just suddenly, like, people in Twitch chat are saying, yo, the demo's dropped in alert. No way. People are just trolling.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
Going crazy. And the people that are live are like, what's going on? We don't know.
Well, let's go. Where to go? And I get someone on Twitter, and I start tweeting at everyone, and like all this like pyramid heads coming. Like, really play that up.
Yeah.
That's exactly what I would do.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so there's one more component to this, John.
Okay.
So you're doing your press conference. You're like shilling the Jon Box Series John. You're trying to get people onto that train. Jon Box Series J, I guess, would be, right? Meanwhile, across the street, I'm in my own conference hall trying to plug the Nintendo Switch Pro over here. So what happens is after you choose your reveals, blessings, and curses, I get the other ones that you didn't choose.
Oh, okay. I was actually going to ask, like, do I get to know what I didn't choose and who wins? Or all right. What did you get?
I get the 15-minute no commentary gameplay demo of Elden Ring.
Ooh, okay. All right. That hurts a little bit for me.
I received the light blessing, which means it's coming to Game Pass.
Okay.
My curse, I received the Curse of Aerith. The presentation contains an unambiguous spoiler for a key story moment in my game. I don't know what that would be in Elden Ring. George R. R. Martin's working on it, but like...
Yeah, exactly. I'm going to have to say, I think I came out better.
Yeah, I think you came out,
That spoiler happening would literally break the internet, especially with Elden Ring. People would lose their shit.
Yeah, I think as well with you, like the chaos Twitch stream going down is like bad for probably the rest of that conference, but the trailer will be on VOD. Like they'll be able to relive the hype. They'll just never get that moment. You'll still get the videos of the people at the press conference figured out, which is what you really want to live on from these things. Yeah. You want the people screaming. So I think you came out better on that one, but I don't know. I always think gameplay is better than CG. So
yeah. Oh, I do too, but I'm going to play this a little differently. I'm going to play. It's 2021. Let's play fast and loose.
All right. So we'll see how each of our conferences shape up over the coming weeks.
Nice.
We may have chat or a Twitter poll decide who has the best conference at the end, but we'll see.
Okay. I'm good with this. I like this.
Yeah. So now we move on to our news stories, the bread and butter of this podcast. We start off with a juicy acquisition. Nintendo has acquired Next Level Games, known for their work on Luigi's Mansion. In an official press release, they said Nintendo Co. Limited would like to announce that it has entered into an agreement to acquire 100% of the outstanding shares of Next Level Games Inc. and make it a wholly owned subsidiary. Next Level Games shares are currently held entirely by its owner directors and employees. A number of owner directors recently determined that the time was right for them to sell their shares, and Next Level Games therefore began exploring potential sale transactions. Completion of the acquisition will serve to secure the ability of Next Level Games development resources for Nintendo. How do you feel about this little acquisition, Joe?
I love it, and I think it's weird too because you don't hear about Nintendo like acquiring studios. It's not one of their things that they do. Nintendo's pretty good at just like working with everyone. So it's one of those weird like, oh, they actually bought a studio. But I was thinking about this because I had an assumption that you're probably going to ask me, what game do I think Next Level Games should do with Nintendo? Now follow me. Okay. Follow me. All right. 2 words. Mario Party. Next Level Games doing a Mario Party. Like Luigi's Mansion 3 is absolutely fantastic. They really, really turned into each one of the floors being something different, something crazy, a little bit rage-inducing, as I know. But I think if they can take that, cut it down, and bring Mario Party back into a board game concept that worked better back on the Wii, I think it would be damn near perfect.
Yeah. I didn't even think about that, John. I was thinking this wholly in terms of Luigi's Mansion.
Really? Okay.
Just the way they phrased that in the press release there, like they were looking to sell, and Nintendo was like, "Nope, you gotta develop Luigi's Mansion forever." Yeah. And so we're just gonna buy you. you think that was like a little ploy from them? Do you think we're like, we don't really want to sell to anyone else, but like if we talk about selling, Nintendo will call us?
Exactly. I think Shady Hat or Tinfoil Hat, I think they might have done that one. And reading the press conference that way, I agree with you. Luigi's Mansion did just absolutely banging in 2019. I can see him doing it a fourth, but let's see what they can actually do. Yeah, I'd give him Mario Party.
I don't think, I didn't think about it, but it doesn't make sense to make Luigi's Mansion round the clock. Obviously, whenever there is a Luigi's Mansion 4, you'll have Next Level Games ready to do it, but they'll need something to do in the meantime. And so I think Mario Party could work for them. That was just a cool little thing. Again, you were right, you don't hear about Nintendo like outright buying companies.
When I saw this come over my feed, I was like, wait, what? And I like confirmed it in 3 different places because it's not something you hear. Like, what is it? Metroid Prime 4 is with Retro again. Yeah. And Retro's their own thing. Mm-hmm. Like, even HAL isn't even owned by Nintendo. HAL is their own thing as well. So it was very like, but why? And I think you probably hit the nail on the head where it is. They did really well on all the Luigi's Mansions from 3 and then everything on the DS. So I was like, I see why they grabbed them and just, you know what, you can stay with the family. Here's some more things you can work on and go nuts. Yeah.
Acquisition is definitely more of a Sony Microsoft thing. Makes me wonder now if like this feels like a reactionary move, as I said. Like they said they were selling, so they bought. But Nintendo are good with like working with people as like second party developers and partners. I wonder if any other like little company that if you say like Retro, if they're like, if we try and like put our name out there and say that we're selling, will Nintendo buy us? Like I imagine that's like, unless you are dead set on going independent and doing your own thing. If you just want to work on Nintendo games, which who wouldn't, like,
exactly.
Trying to get bought by Nintendo is like the goal.
We got bought by Nintendo, and I'm sure there's like obviously the politics of it. Of all right, well, you guys got to work on this for a little bit, and then you can go do that. But I would be very interested to see if like Nintendo keeps doing this, like the little. And I don't want to call Next Level Games like a little studio, but those second party games that are just developers that are like, we would get a little bit more money out of this and have Daddy Nintendo kind of cover everything for us. So let's see if we can do it.
What do you think would be the disaster scenario for them? Like, as you say, like when you're not independent, you don't get to decide what games you make anymore. What if like, what do you think? Like Next Level Games, okay, we've been acquired by Nintendo, and Nintendo's like, you gotta make this, and they're like, no. like I can't imagine any Nintendo property you wouldn't want to work on. I'm sure there is some like from the Wii U era. There's bound to be some nonsense thing. But even then, you can put your own spin on it, bring it back to life, whatever, you know?
And that's what Nintendo's... What I hope Nintendo's kind of going to is like, all right, here's a property, go nuts. Yeah. I'm trying to think of like, what would be a bad Nintendo game or Nintendo franchise that Next Level Games like shouldn't touch or just be one...
If I'm Next Level Games and they tell me to make Chibi Robo, I buy you back. I buy it back.
I'm looking at my Nintendo games over here and I'm like, no, that would make sense. I see Mario Strikers, the soccer game. I'm like, no, actually Next Level Games would do really well with that. I would assume so. It'd be really hard to find a game that you're like, oh no, crap, I got to work on that Nintendo game. Yeah. Damn. I guess it just depends on how you feel about Kirby.
Yeah. I'd work on a Kirby game. I love going on tangents in this podcast, just when my mind just decides to go there. There is a song, I've never played the game, in Kirby's Epic Yarn, where it's like this banging piano track that they didn't have to go this hard on. And it's just like, it's really fast piano stuff. But I was listening to it the other night, and for some reason the image of like Kirby playing the piano came into my head with like his little arms. And it was hilarious to me. I laughed at that for 15 minutes straight. It was so funny. And the song is so good, and now I can't listen to it because I just picture Kirby every time.
Imagine Kirby.
So yeah, juicy acquisitions, always going to top the rundown pretty much. But now we got to talk about a new game announcement, which was announced before they announced it. I don't know why they keep calling this an announcement, but King of Fighters 15 was technically announced. Did you watch this little reveal?
I got to catch a little bit of it just to kind of make sure, like, what's going on with this.
Yeah.
I've known about King of Fighters for years. Obviously, we're on 15.
Mm-hmm.
I am not the biggest fighter fan, but what I watched of it, I'm like, oh shit, this looks great.
Yeah.
I will actually keep my eyes on this one.
This was a cool little nugget. This was like a little mini reveal. Part of me we wishes we had Tim on like the call with us so we can go, is this good? They're punching. Is that good?
Yeah, is that cool?
Yeah.
Because I like it, but is it like tier where it needs to be?
It looked cool. The tagline, John, for this game, shatter all expectations. Statement of intent. What we don't know, yeah. What we don't know is that King of Fighters 15 is like DLC Pass 3 of Smash. That's exactly what they're saying to us right now. Yeah. Right now, they say they're working on optimizing the game and brushing up features, though they expect some obstacles ahead. They are planning to ship this game this year. That's good to hear. I thought that was way closer, but then I was like, it's January, so that could be forever. That seems close, but Halo Infinite seems far. Yeah, that's weird. Yeah. Are you like me, where you're still trying to get your bearings on what games are coming out in 2021? Oh, dude, for sure. It's like, again, like, I feel like January for the past few years has been weird because we're not supposed to get big blockbuster games in January, and like there's been Resident Evil pretty much every year for the past 3 years. But now we're like in this zone where like Hitman 3 is the only big bomb that I can feel is coming out in January. The Medium, I guess, although that could go either way. But yeah, I really am enjoying this sort of space of like there's not much to play. I can blast through 2020. Yeah. So yeah, but it's going to be a thing where like tomorrow all the release dates get announced for Q1 and it's like, okay, well, everything's fucked. Yeah. Oh, I was going to play you. Sorry. We're going to go play that now. Like it's the ever growing backlog. Yeah. Shadow drops are coming. Expect shadow drops. Well, what I find weird about this little direct is like there's another new trailer coming next week. For King of Fighters. It's like, why not just wait a week? Why not? It's almost like movies. Have you noticed movie trailers have been doing that? Like on Friday, they'll release like a 20-second trailer coming on Tuesday. And you're like, why didn't you just wait until Tuesday to show us the whole trailer? It's fine. Announce it on Friday. We're showing you a trailer on Tuesday and we'll all be happy, not spend $1 million for a TV spot on Good Morning America to tell us it's on Tuesday. Like I don't understand that. Why? We're going to get another trailer. For movies specifically, John, I think that's the movie industry trying to like cash in on the live reaction stream. Yeah. Like with press conferences, like we know when we're getting game trailers most of the time. Movies, that's not such a thing. Like normally they would just drop on TV or YouTube or whatever. Mm-hmm. So I think they're trying to get like, hey, Twitch is big. Let's get people watching our trailer on Twitch. And then let's get them DMCA'd for using our music. Even though that's what we want. No, that's a good... More info coming out periodically, as well as a planned animated promotional short to be directed by Masami Obari, who also directed the Fatal Fury movie in the 90s and the Transformers anime. I was looking him up. I don't know his name particularly, but he's a big deal. Obviously worked with SNK before to make Fatal Fury, and like just generally animated. For some reason, CG animated trailers, as we were talking about, feel icky because they don't feel representative of gameplay. 2D animated trailers. 100%. You give me CG, I don't care about that. You tell me, you show me a 2D trailer, like an animated trailer, I'm like, I don't know what this is, but I need it. Yeah. Windjammers 2 released an animated trailer, and it's like, that was the hype of shit ever. So cool. Yeah. So we'd love to see them. Some other little announcements during this thing. King of Fighters 14 Ultimate Edition is coming out January 20th in North America. Basically a complete edition, bunch of DLC fighters, costumes, all that nice stuff. Love to see it. And then King of Fighters 2002 Unlimited Match coming to PS4 with rollback netcode, which I've never heard of this term until Tim mentioned to me. I'm actually 100% with you. And now every game is like, we just talked about Windjammers 2, they delayed so they could add rollback netcode. Like I'm not gonna lie, I'm still not 100% sure what it fully means. All I know, like Tim's talking about it, I'm like, hell does that mean? And then every all of the fighting games, like you said, Windjammer, like rollback netcode, woo! Like sounds like witchcraft, but like I'm sure it's a good thing. And I was like, a few playdates back, you can hear me say to him, like, is this going to be a thing? Am I going to see these in all the games? And he said yes, and he was right. Then they finished off with a little bit of Samurai Showdown Season Pass 3. They added, or they teased some new characters. First of all, Cham Cham, who is like, again, these characters seem really cool. She's like a little cave woman dressed as like a tiger, dressed in tiger fur, and she carries like a giant boomerang that she hits people with.
Down.
It was really cool.
Oh, yes.
And then Hibiki Takane from The Last Blade 2, which is another SNK game.
Yeah.
The guy was talking about it afterward. It's like, we've been doing a lot of crossovers. I just want to like pull from our own library of games for a while. So we brought this one in. And I feel like that's how Sakurai feels sometimes. It's just like, okay, I gave you Banjo. Let me have a Fire Emblem character, for God's sake. This was a cool little nugget to have. SNK making moves. I wonder how all of this ties into that console they're making.
Oh, crap. I forgot about that thing.
Yeah, they're making like a console that is
shit.
They haven't really talked about, but like...
Yeah. Okay, well. Hopefully it comes... I like SNK. All the stuff they've done, I've actually really, really enjoyed. So I'm going to keep an eye out, actually, on King of Fighters 15.
Yeah. Appreciate it from a distance for me with SNK.
Yeah.
Just like, you're doing your own thing, and like, you've made 15 King of Fighters games. Like, you're clearly doing something right, even if I don't care. Like... You don't need to impress me. You got nothing to prove to me. Like, keep going. So now we've had an acquisition. We've had a few game announcements. Now it's time for some rumors. We've got everything on today's show. This is it.
Yes, 2021 starting out strong.
Respawn are supposedly working on a new IP. This is originally reported from Isaac McIntyre at Dextero.com. This is according to a new job listing. Respawn are hiring for a new game that will let players keep adventuring forever, in quotation marks. That job listing was taken down, but there was later a new job listing that says the studio was putting together an incubation team to develop a brand new IP or intellectual property. How does all this read to you?
Yeah. So that first one with the adventuring forever... that just seems like your Destinies and your anything like that. It just keeps on going, which that's Apex for them, really.
Yeah.
So I'm like, Games as a Service. That's what I was trying to remember the name. So I'm like, what are you doing? Because I was hoping we were gonna get a it's Titanfall 3. There it is. I was like, what is that one called? I was hoping we were gonna get Titanfall 3, but I think Apex pretty much ended that.
Yeah.
And they've done, I mean, the only thing I could think of them doing, maybe a Star Wars game, where they would do like an adventuring forever games
that would be an
service.
Existing IP, even if it was within the Jedi Fallen Order universe. That's true.
It's not IP. A new, full-on new. It's got to be what? Well, no, it doesn't have to be because Respawn did really well with Fallen Order. I was about to say it's got an FPS, right? But Fallen Order was a third-person adventure game.
Yeah. It's interesting because, like, the way I initially read it is how you read it, seemingly, is the games as a service and EA just, like, getting their fingers in and manipulating and, like, no, we just want to make Titanfall 3 or 4 or whatever.
Yeah.
And, like, this could be just grubby EA just, like, ruining another studio.
I don't know, though, because is it the director of Respawn,
Vince
didn't he get like EA,
right?
Yeah, didn't he get like EA West or something? So he's like he's like one of the heads of EA now, like in a department of that one. So, and I don't think EA would want to really screw up Respawn. They have literally, that is their like golden cow.
Yeah,
I would not touch them. So it's kind of one of those like, I'm good with it. It's Respawn. They are literally batting 1,000. They have not done anything like bad.
The other way I've read this, John, is like if they're not cashing in on like Fortnite games as a service, maybe they're trying to cash in on Hades, right? That adventuring forever thing. What if it's a roguelike? We've had a lot of good roguelikes this year.
Respawn doing a roguelike?
Like a AAA, like it looks like Titanfall almost, but a roguelike.
Makes me hot. I'm going to say it.
So
respawn during a roguelike. Just I am ready to go.
I'm glad you said this, John, because we have a rumor. It's time to bring out the rumor index.
Yes.
First appearance 2021. It's back. It's still here. Where do you put this on the scale? Can you see the scale? Are you watching?
I've got my feed.
Okay. Go anywhere.
Do it. You know you want to. Blazing Beast. Let's do it.
Okay.
Oh yeah, I want this. If you didn't say Hades and roguelike, I would have been games as a service all the way, and I don't need that. But I'm going to pray to the video game gods that it is a Respawn roguelike, either Apex. I don't care what it is. I would want it probably to be a third-person action-adventure game, because I think that would probably work a little bit better, because I can't think of a roguelike first-person game right now off the top of my head. I'm sure they're there.
Yeah.
But, Finn, that makes me feel good. It tingles on the inside.
I just threw that out there, John, and like, again, I always like to put the rumor index into context. That ranks higher than the Metal Gear Solid remake by Bluepoint. That's where you position this. Just this random idea that I threw out there.
Yeah, I like roguelikes. I want that Metal Gear Solid Bluepoint thing. I really want that, but Respawn's been good to me. I mean, Bluepoint has been pretty good to me too. I just didn't like Shadow of the Colossus. I'll be absolutely honest. I hated that game.
Since we're on the topic of Respawn, I feel like this is a good juncture to mention. Do you think Respawn just like got away with Medal of Honor Above and Beyond? Because that flopped.
I think so.
That flopped hard. But like, people don't like, because it's a VR game, I think people don't
a VR game.
associate it with them, and that's their side thing. Like,
all
these other games, that's their real thing.
That's not the team that's right here making the good games. That was, we're going to dip our toes in there, and if it works, fantastic. If it doesn't, oh well. It doesn't really matter. It's VR. I think it's only on Oculus, isn't it?
Yeah, Oculus exclusive.
Shit. You can't even buy those right now, so no one knows about that game.
But John, I feel like at the same time, if it had done really well, like say it was like Half-Life Alyx and like a 90 on Metacritic, everyone would have been like, I told you that was going to be good. It's Respawn, come on.
Yeah.
Like they got away with
I was the one in our fantasy league. I'll be honest. I told Rose to pick that game up. I was like, it's Respawn. Come on. They don't do shitty games, and it lost her some points, but it was okay because she still got third place.
Yeah, I'm recording Playdate after this with Tim and Keith. And of course we'll be looking ahead to the games of this month and like giving a nod to like the games we think like that's gonna be good. I can't remember whether it was you or Tim that gave a nod to Medal of Honor Above and Beyond. And like
I think that was me, because it was Respawn.
I think that was the story of that month, because I gave the nod to Empire of Sin, and that also kind of flopped.
that flopped, yeah. I think yours and mine flopped.
I can't remember what Tim picked.
What did Tim do? I don't remember.
Yeah. No idea.
I called the medium in that podcast.
No, it was Puyo Puyo Tetris, which has done as expected pretty much. Yeah,
yes.
It's done well.
Yeah.
So Tim wins that Playdate. So now moving on to not really a rumor, just sort of like some speculation.
Oddness.
The question we always ask is, why do Xbox controllers still use AA batteries? This story was Tom Regan from stealthoptional.com thought he cracked it when he spoke to the Duracell UK marketing manager and pretty much said there's always been a partnership with Duracell and Xbox. It's the constant arrangement that Duracell and Microsoft have in place, he reveals. The deal is for OEM, which I think is like the managing
the original
company
part
of the Duracell part, to supply the battery product for Xbox consoles and also the controller's battery. So that deal is going to go on for a while. It's been going on for a while, and I think it needs to go on for a while more. I don't know why I phrased it like that. And it refers here to not only the agreement for Microsoft to stick with AA batteries for its console, but also one where Duracell supplies Xbox's other battery-based components. So like that could extend to all of Microsoft.
This would make sense.
Yeah.
If in my head, this would make sense if when I opened up my Series X and it was Duracell batteries, I actually do remember that.
Mm-hmm.
And there was a card in the controller slot and it goes, do you need more Duracell batteries? Go to Duracell.com/Xbox and sign up for like every 2 months to ship you Duracell batteries. That's where it would make sense to me that there was a like partnership.
Yeah.
And you get them like for cheaper. Once my Duracell batteries die, I go buy whatever, wherever.
Yeah. Bargain bin batteries.
I'm just going to go through them. It doesn't really matter to me.
Yeah. I think, there's definitely some sort of partnership. We've seen cross-promotion with Duracell and Microsoft and Xbox before. The guy's just not like straight up lying. Eurogamer wrote a like counter piece, basically reaching out to Xbox for comments, seeing if there's any truth, and they sort of refuted the idea that it's like the situation where we have this agreement with Duracell, so we can't go away from batteries even if we wanted to. They sort of refuted that part of it. Xbox seemed to put out there like, we intentionally offer consumers choice in their battery solutions for our standard Xbox wireless controllers. I don't know how you could stop that. How you could stop an Xbox controller from working with anything but Duracell batteries.
Yeah.
This includes the use of AA batteries from any brand, the Xbox rechargeable battery, charging solutions from our partners, or a USB-C cable which can power the controller when plugged into a console or PC. So that seems to be like quelling those rumors. There's also the thing where Xbox, there's seemingly this like half and half. Like there's this contingent of Xbox that are like never get rid of batteries. Like we love batteries. I can sort of see why, because I use an Xbox controller for my PC gaming, and like it's really nice to like not have to worry about charge, same way I do with PS4 controllers. PS5 controllers less, though I still do have to plug it in like after every few sessions. And so I get why, but also it's super annoying when it does come to that point where it's like I have no more batteries, can't play a video game.
I gotta go find batteries. No, I'm with you. Like I remember, God, I hope I'm not misremembering this. Like they were talking about this years ago, and it was one of those, what would you rather have, a dead controller or flipping out batteries? And you're like, you know, it makes sense to flip out batteries. But yeah, I kind of just give me the rechargeable batteries. You usually sell a stand. I've got the PlayStation 5 controller stand that charges. Like I'll play and I drop it on the charge and just let it go, and it sits there. Same with all my Switch Joy-Cons. So yeah, I'm indifferent. I've got a crap ton of batteries, mainly being used by the Xbox controllers. So it's weird. I think I personally was hoping that we were going to go away from it with the Series X, but the bunny keeps on going. So oh well.
Thought for sure that like this was going to be the gen. I also thought for sure that like the PS5 battery life in those controllers were going to be nuts. Like after all the shit they got for the PS4, the DualShock 4, but like it's just a little better.
Well, yeah, not that much, but it's a little better. Yeah,
yeah. I think it's like they were like, we have improved the battery life, but also there's haptic feedback now. So it's like,
what do you want?
Yeah. Also, when we're talking about Xbox controllers, this isn't a story I added, but it just came out of my head how Xbox have been like sending out polls to people saying like, do you want haptic feedback in the Xbox controllers? Do you like the DualSense? Like, should we put that in our thing? So like they're testing the waters.
I'm good with it. I think it's great. It's cool. Yeah. I understand people don't like it. That's fine.
Yeah.
Give me the option so I can turn it off if I want to.
Cool. So yeah, that was just a weird little story. And then we have a few bonus stories in this last little section of the podcast we do called Even More News. Starting off with two sad ones initially. Firstly is video game voice actor Brad Venable has passed away. I first saw this on Reddit, but it was confirmed by the Devil May Cry Twitter. To those who have played those games, he played Griffin, so they sent out like a little tribute tweet, just basically like saying thank you for all your hard work and stuff. Someone in the replies did like clipped out a little segment of the game where it's like rest in peace little chicken, like Dante saying that, and I thought that was kind of heartwarming. That's
cool. I like that.
Yeah. Chances are you've probably played a video game with him in it. Like he's just like additional voices and everything. Like he's as voice actors tend to do. What was like mind bending for me is I've mentioned I've been playing Fire Emblem. The first like bandit leader in that game Castos, he plays that guy.
He's
And, like,
playing that, yeah.
I just got past him the other day, and I was like, whoa.
Wait,
That
yeah.
was- yeah. But yeah, super sad to hear about something like that. And with that theme, 7-time Tetris world champion Jonas Neubar has passed away after seemingly a medical emergency. This was announced presumably by family members or friends from his own Twitter account. They said, it's with a heavy heart that we deliver this terrible news that Jonas has passed away from a sudden medical emergency. He was the absolute best. We are devastated, overwhelmed with grief, and we already miss him dearly. Information to follow when it becomes available. Yeah, as much as I love Tetris, I'm never really in the Tetris professional scene. But this guy was a big deal. Again, like he was like really fucking good at Tetris, and like seemingly a super good human being. He was a bartender. Like that was his day job.
Okay, that's cool. I like that.
Yeah, and he was seemingly a very nice guy. I'm gonna try and pull up. There is a good, basically a piece that someone did on him a few years ago. Basically summing up like who he is. Vice actually picked it up. So go read that if you have time, if you're interested in the life of this man. So yeah, moving on now to another acquisition. Epic Games have acquired Rad Games tools. Epic and Rad plan to integrate Rad's powerful, this is from the press release, integrate Rad's powerful technology into Unreal Engine to benefit the developer community and gamers alike. Despite the acquisition, Rad will continue working with companies beyond Epic, whether they're using Unreal Engine or not. Terms of the acquisition were not disclosed. The Rad deal I'll move on to that later. First of all, are you familiar with Rad Game Tools?
I'm not. I'm trying to think about it, and I'm actually looking through our notes right now. I'm not. It's not clicking with me.
They are. I only know the name of them, and I know I've seen their stuff like in those like little splash images at the start of games a bunch. They use like Bink video compression, if you've ever like seen Bink on a splash screen or whatever. And yeah, they're like most recent work has been with like working closely with Sony for like PS5 video compression and load times and optimizing that stuff. So I think Epic, their main appeal of this was like, let's get them in so the Unreal Engine can like be optimized for like some SSD stuff and PS5 specifically. I
love that they have grainy 3D. That is, grainy has always had the most efficient and flexible animation system in the industry.
Yeah,
and now it has a suite of tools for artists that artists are going to love. That's great. I think you're right. That makes a lot of sense. Like with Unreal Engine 5 coming in, and if they're kind of the leaders, and not the leaders, but been working close with Sony of helping with that compression. That makes a lot of sense.
And now everyone who uses Unreal Engine, which you can use for free, can just like use those tools. Like indie developers have like access to those tools now, which is great. As I was mentioning before, this Rad deal continues a busy stretch for Epic on the acquisition front. Since the beginning of 2019, Epic has acquired 3Lateral, Agog Labs, Psyonix, Twinmotion, House Party, Quixel, Cubic Motion, Hypersynths, and Super Awesome to its ranks. When you have Fortnite money, you can buy anyone. And like, what's interesting to me is like not a lot of that is focused on games, right? Psyonix would be the only thing because they make Rocket League. I don't know who Super Awesome is, but that seems like a very video gamey title.
Actually, I just looked him up because I was like, I don't know Super Awesome is either. Making the internet safer for kids. Super Awesome powers the kids' digital media ecosystem. Our kid tech is used by hundreds of brands and content owners to establish safe digital engagement with the global kids audience. Built specifically to ensure total digital privacy, COPPA and GDPR-K for kids, our technology footprint reaches almost 500 million kids across North America, Europe, LATAM and APAC. I had no idea this was a thing. That's cool.
It's interesting to me because when you have Fortnite money, like you'd expect Epic to go on this like tirade of just buying up indie developers to like just make games or like get development staff for Fortnite. Unreal Engine still seems to be their like crown jewel.
Yeah, it's one of those like we're making the money here to fill the pot for this, and I love that. I think that's the right way to go about it because again, Unreal Engine's free for everyone, and then you have to pay for a license. But that smart move by Epic.
Yeah, everything's feeding back into Unreal Engine. I suppose that's smart. You can't rely on Fortnite forever. You can't it is a fad, however long it lasts. There will be the day where the sun sets on Fortnite. But Unreal Engine, like if you keep giving developers tools and like making it easily accessible, you will get those license fees coming in like just chugging away. That is sustainable. So I think Epic are being really, really smart. Twitch removes the PogChamp emote. This was after the recent riots that happened at the Capitol in Washington D.C. this week. The guy that you associate with the PogChamp face said some like unsavory things. So they were just like, nah, no more of that. They said, we want the sentiment and the use of Pog to live on. Its meaning is much bigger than the person depicted or the image itself, and it has a big place in Twitch culture. However, we can't in good conscience continue to enable the use of this image. And also, Twitch recently announced that they'll be replacing the emote by changing the image that pops up when you type in PogChamp every 24 hours. Chat, let me know what it is today. Type PogChamp. To see some PogChamps in chat. But no, for me, that's like I didn't even know this guy's name.
Yeah, I didn't either.
Before ever. It's just like he's the silly face, and like there's already so many variants of PogChamp out there that it's just like really easy to just like switch that.
I kind of like that one this week or today.
Yeah,
I actually dig it.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. And yeah, it's got to be like rotating every 24 hours, but I think they should just keep going indefinitely. Honestly.
I was about to say the same thing. I want that to go indefinitely, just every 24 hours, or even if you have to push it like every week because you run out of PogChamp faces.
Yeah.
Then do it that way. That way, you kind of do what Twitch probably needs to do is create an actual community and like help spotlight people. I think that would be the right way to go about it.
Yeah, and I think credit where credit is due. You know, Twitch has been sort of up and down this past year on like responding to things and like reaching out to community things. They were quite quick, and like this was very quickly handled and well handled, I think, from Twitch's side. So good to see
them for that one.
Yeah. Final story of the day is a bit of a weird one. Apparently, Breath of the Wild NPCs were Maze the whole time.
I love it. Oh, that's great. Just seeing all of them. Because I saw this come over my feed and I was like, wait, what are you talking about? And I love just the side by sides for most of them. And I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Blew my mind. I wonder who, like, there's bound to be tons of people out there that were like looking at Breath of the Wild and squinting.
It's almost a 4-year-old game. Like, I know I've seen this face before.
Yeah.
Where have I seen that face? And someone just went down the rabbit hole and pulled out their Wii and was like, yeah, Mother of God. He is.
The person who went down the rabbit hole is at Hey I'm Heroic on Twitter, so shout out to them.
Oh my God, yes.
They said, hi, me expert here. Turns out the NPCs in Breath of the Wild use an advanced version of the Mii format. This means with modding, you can inject Miis into the game. Thinking about opening up commissions for Mii injects both screenshot images of your Mii and mod downloads. That is a thing that they're doing now, which is cool. Like people just putting their Miis in there. But you see the side by side here, and it's like, it's past like coincidence, like they kind of look like it. It's like dead on.
Yeah, they're dead on.
And like you can read her whole thread. It's very interesting. But basically, like for most hairstyles and like facial things, there are like 1-to-1 equivalents from Mii's. There are some where they want it to go like a bit wild since it's Breath of the Wild and not Wii Sports. So if the Mii hairstyle doesn't exist in the Breath of the Wild engine, they're able to just like find the closest thing automatically. And so that's why you see some of these hairstyles diverging a little bit here, but still looking kind of close. And yeah, there was the thing where like there's the Satoru Iwata tribute in Breath of the Wild, and people I think people speculated that was based off his Mii, and so now like pretty much confirmed they just like dropped his Mii in there. It's like there's Iwata.
There's Iwata. Yep.
Yeah. Very, very cool. Just like no reason for that. Just a cool thing to do.
Yeah.
And like I feel like that'll be a website in like half a year. You just like upload an image of your me and just like you're in Breath of the Wild now. Such a cool thing.
That's good. I like it.
And yeah, there was a thing where it was like with the Wii U, there was going to be like more of an emphasis on Mii's, and I think there was this plan to sort of like, all right, you say I'm with my Nintendo Switch and I've set up my Mii. Like any game that has a creative character, I think Nintendo wanted it to be where it would just automatically default to my Mii being converted into that game's art style. I think that's what they were planning on, but they had to drop. But they were like, we've built the system, let's use it for NPCs. We have the system
there, let's just drop them in there.
Yeah.
That would be cool, because I mean, even though I try and do different characters on every kind of character creation, that's still kind of nice. Like, you know what? Most people, well, not most people, there's people who just make them look like themselves. I'll just grab my Mii. Hey, it's close enough. Let's go.
And I think it was cool for like sort of representation almost, because like it would be way different from the default character creator where you load it up and it's like white male. Cool.
Yeah.
Instead, like every time you load up a game, it would just automatically default to like what you look like, pretty much.
Exactly.
And that would, no matter what you look like, and that would be a really cool thing to do. Obviously, like with third-party devs, it would be probably a nightmare to do, which is why they dropped it. But it's cool that they got some use out of it and like saved some work off of people designing NPCs. Like, we got Barrett from Wii Sports Resort. Let's just bring him in. Really, really cool. Love to see it. So that is all of our stories for this week. Yeah, some weird ones, just like cleaning up some January stuff, getting into the year. Yeah, chat. We do this every week, if you didn't know, on twitch.tv/playhouselive. You can find us on podcast services or on our YouTube channel. You can find all of our content on entertheplayhouse.com. You can follow us at enterplayhouse on Twitter. And yeah, we'll be back for another one of these next week. No post-show Q&A today because I got to go and record an episode of Playdate with Tim and Keith. Yeah. If you do have any outstanding questions, though, either DM me on Twitch, Discord, Twitter, and we might bring it into the Playdate discussion as well.
There you go.
So yeah, that episode should hopefully drop as soon as it's done this week. The plan with Playdate, obviously, is first of every month. We couldn't do it this month because that would be New Year's Day. But
yeah,
this episode's going to drop whenever it's ready, and then come February, it'll be the first of every month a new episode of Playdate drops. John, I'm excited to see how both of our conferences shape out.
Yeah, I saw that you tweeted about having a new segment, and I'm like, let's go. I don't care what it is. You've been knocking this crap out of the park, and I'm just having fun with it. I want to see how this is going to be a lot of fun, seeing how our conferences just play out.
Yeah. Whether like by the end of it, we're like, oh god, what have we done? We've made like a monster, like a Frankenstein's press conference. Or like if we're like, nah, we're good at this. We could probably be consultants. It's the curses where I think the fun of this game comes from.
Yeah.
We're just like spanners in the works. I'm gonna have fun with that. But yeah, until next week, guys, I've been Finn, he's been John, and we'll see you next week.
Bye.
Bye.